Morning again. My name is Chad Gilfillan, Senior Vice President, Investment Banking at Red Cloud Securities. Up next is Gold79 Mines with President and CEO and Red Cloud alumni Derek Macpherson. Gold79 is working on its extensive land package gold chain project in Northwest Arizona and its two gold projects on the Walker's Lane Trend in Nevada. Derek, we have 10 minutes with 5 minutes over allotment for please do so, register in the chat online. And with that, Derek, I'll turn it over to you.
Great. Thanks, Chad. Thanks for that wonderful introduction. It's a little bit different being on the other side, giving the presentations versus introducing them. So Gold79 Mines, obviously going to make some forward-looking statements as a junior gold explorer. Please read this at your leisure. I think Gold79 Mines, there's sort of a few key things that I want everyone to take away from this presentation. One, we're advancing 3 projects in Arizona and Nevada, 2 of the top tier mining jurisdictions in the world. All 3 projects have significant historic drilling and all have returned economic grades from that. As of right now, we have assays pending at Gold Chain, where we just completed our first phase of drilling. We're also advancing our Jefferson Canyon project, where we've identified a 4 square kilometer golden soil anomaly. And as a company, we have strong insider ownership, and I believe that we're undervalued versus our other Southwest US gold explorer peers. I'm not going to go into a lot of detail on the management team, but what I would say about us, generally speaking, is that we have a good mix of technical and finance and capital markets experience as a group. And I think that's exactly what you need for a junior company to move it ahead. The one person that I would highlight is the guy responsible for finding the gold, which is our VPX, Rob Johansson. Rob has spent the better part of his career looking for epithermal systems, and that's what we have on all 3 of our projects in Arizona and Nevada. And so it's great to have him on, and he's really transformed our gold chain project into what we have right now. So, and I'll explain that to you. Cap table and share ownership. I think this is an important part. We own collectively 16% of the company. I own personally 3% of the company. There are very few free shares in this company, and from when it was formed, it's been around for a while. And I paid for all of my shares at slightly higher than this 6-cent price that's in the market right now. And thanks to Red Cloud for this slide, but this just really shows that this group of companies on the right are pre-resource gold explorers in the Southwest US. At a 7 million market cap, we're obviously significantly undervalued versus a lot of the other groups around us. And so I think there's a significant opportunity that as we get more active, particularly with drilling, that this stock could re-rate. So here we are, all 3 projects are in the Walker Lane Trend. The Walker Lane Trend, while it doesn't quite end at the Nevada border, Gold Chain is part of it just across the border in Arizona, but Jefferson Canyon and Tip Top are part of that as well. It's important for us. We're looking for we're looking at epithermal systems in Nevada, not Carlin style. Small companies shouldn't be. It's very expensive to look for Carlin style deposits, and while the prize is big, the cost is big too. And so epithermal is more the bite size for a company of our size. On to Gold Chain. We have the 2nd largest land position in the Oatman District. Just a couple of months ago, Northern Vertex, or now Elevation Mining, announced a massive staking campaign. They basically staked right to our southern border. At the same time, we announced that we had doubled our land package again. And I'll explain to you the different parts of it and why we keep expanding it and why we're so excited about it. And so this is a very active camp. Obviously, you've got Northern Vertex now known as Elevation with active drill programs. Arizona Silver has had some good recent exploration results here at their Philadelphia project, who are now sort of landlocked between us and Elevation. And you have Secret Pass project, Northern Lights. They've had an active exploration program as well. Why we like Gold Chain? Obviously, when we acquired the project, had historic drilling like all of our projects. There's about 400 holes have been drilled to date. We have data for about 150 of them. Some of the highlights are 15 meters at 1.2 grams a ton at Roadside, 20 meters at 0.7 at Black Type, and 52 meters at 0.53 at Gold Chain. And while not sexy, exciting grades, they are certainly economic and certainly match what you'd see down at Moss. But then when we did our surface sampling program, as we expanded our land package, you could see 25 grams at Banner, 8 grams at Banner, and 18.5 grams at Sugarloaf. And you'll see why this is important. This is spread over a huge area. We recently completed our initial drill program at the Roadside Banner Mine and Tyro Mine, and the assays are pending. And so look for those towards the end of the month. This is the Gold Chain project, and I think this is the opportunity. When we acquired the project, we had Gold Chain, Black Dyke, and Roadside, and these made up what we call the original targets. As we did our work on the ground, we identified as three types of mineralization. So one is this North Oatman trend, and so this approximately 10-kilometer bend that goes through an elbow. This is a style of mineralization that's parallel to the rhyolite dike complex. And basically, we started doing surface work at Roadside, started walking east, identified Banner, where you see we've done a lot of significant sampling and have some good results, and we'll go into a little bit of detail of that. Identified Tyro, where there's been some historic production, and in Tyro, and then to the south here, Sunset, and we'll talk about those, are these type B type, which are transverse structures, more traditional epithermal veins. And then there's a third type of mineralization, or third geologic setting, which is the Frisco graben. Here off the end of the land claim, off the claim package, there's the Frisco mine complex, and that is hosted in a graben between two major faults, which are that this direction hosts, and we've staked an additional 6 kilometers. This is a little bit earlier stage target, but certainly interesting. So first, and probably what I think is the best target on the property is Tyro. So this is a 1 kilometer of a type B type target. You can see some of the sampling that we did, and this black line here is a historic open pit, and you can see that here in the picture on the left hand side. And what you see in the wall here is effectively a granite. It's a granite with quartz veinlets in it, and this is what we think they were mining when they did mine this most recently in the 1980s. Our samples have returned 13-meter trends at 2 grams a ton, 5-gram samples greater than 10 grams a ton. And we put 4 drill holes into this. We announced the acquisition on Monday. We actually signed the documents on Friday, put a road in, and we're drilling it on Monday afternoon, and got 4 holes in the initial program. So we're looking forward to those assays. The other area that was a big focus of drilling for us, where we didn't have historic drilling, is the Banner Mine and the Sunset vein, and that's this one. And the Banner Mine is this Red Hill ledge, which you can see, which goes from one side, basically straight across the page, from east to west, and it covers about 2 kilometers of what we call North Oatman trend type mineralization. And then additionally, there's a type B on this, which is the Sunset vein, and again, another traditional vein. So in this area, we got 7 holes completed, 2 into the Sunset vein, 5 into the Banner Mine area, and looking forward to the assays there. Again, this is an area where we had some very good surface sampling results. Mineralization comes right to surface, definitely something that we like to see. And then these are the original targets. I think in particular, we got 5 holes into Roadside, and following up, 1.2 grams a ton over 15 meters, 1.36 gram a ton rock sample. This is what sort of got us started and helped us put together the whole trend. We started here, knew there was mineralization, and started working our way east. So that's Gold Chain, and that's where we spent the bulk of our time and money in 2020. Our other project, and I think is just as exciting and could justify our market cap as it is right now, is Jefferson Canyon. This is a gold silver system. We're located 7 kilometers east of Round Mountain. You basically have to cross the mine road between the Gold Hill mine and the Round Mountain mine to get to the project. This is the original reason I got involved with the company, and the reason we get involved is this drill hole, GJ81, 41 meters, 6.5 grams gold and 400 grams silver. And that's very exciting. So, and again, this project had 134 historic holes. We've got an exploration target of 40 to 200 million tons, grading 0.5 to 0.7 grams a ton gold and 20 to 30 grams a ton silver based on those historic results. But you can see here, I think in particular, so the work that we did, we took that historic database, we modeled it up, and then we did reprocessed some geophysics and did some surface sampling work. And you can see here, this is the gold anomaly. The next slide will be the silver anomaly. And what you can see actually, and as I flip between them, this is the silver anomaly. The majority of drilling was into the silver anomaly. And so this was identified by previous operators as being mostly of a silver deposit. The previous operator was actually the group that was developing Round Mountain, and so didn't seem to fit at the time. However, the surface work that we've done is we've identified significant gold anomalies on the fringe of that larger silver anomaly. And so I think that there's an opportunity here both to expand this along strike, along the faults, and then also at depth. And I'll show that in the geophysics. Again, this is the silver anomaly. We showed that. So this is the geophysics. Again, you see some of the highlight gold samples and the historic drilling. And what we see here is that this trend, certainly while the drilling was focused along the Jefferson Canyon fault, it looks to the trend continues up along the north fault as well. And then this is why we think it continues at depth. And this is a CSAMT survey that was done. This dashed line here represents about where the Jefferson Canyon fault is, and it obviously projects very deep. Based on this work that we did, this geophysics that we reprocessed. But you can see the historic drilling was at a depth of 150 meters. So while there is a good opportunity to expand the deposit along strike, also is to continue it at depth. And our last project, being a little bit conscious of time and where we're at, is Tip Top. And while we really like Tip Top, it has some good historic results, including 19 grams over 20 or 2.4, 19 grams over 2.4 meters, 16 grams over 4.5. Now, and some additional results here from those 154 historic holes. Right now we're not doing it is our third project, and so it's seeing the least work in our group. But the work that we did in 2020 here was identified. We took that historic drilling again, modeled it up, did a surface sampling program, and identified a 5.4 kilometer trend. So not only do we have good results here in the core where the historic work is done, but we have significant opportunity to expand. So looking ahead, what to expect from Gold79? Obviously, I think the big thing for us is assays pending from our initial drill program at Tyro, Banner, and Roadside. Once we get that complete, we also want to do some property-wide geophysics, follow-up mapping and sampling. We have a big land package with lots of opportunities, and then also follow-up drilling. And with the idea of, with that follow-up drill program, identify the areas where we can build a near-surface oxide resource. Work at Jefferson Canyon is focused on permitting. We're hoping to have the permits done in sort of Q2 2022, and then we kick off a drill program in that same time frame. And with that, Chad, I'll turn it over to you for questions.
Yeah, Derek, continuing on some of those points, how do you see, obviously you have some assays back, just general comments on how you think that your inaugural drill program as a CEO went, and especially looking at Gold Chain, just the scale of the property and opportunity there. Just curious how much you can do in 2022 there.
Yeah, I think I guess a couple of things. On the way I would characterize the drill program is that we hit the rocks we were expecting in the places we were expecting to hit them. I mean, it's for our targets, the mineralization comes to surface. There isn't a lot of mystery as to what we were drilling, and we know and what we were looking for. So, I think from that side it was a plus. The surface work turned into what we expected in the drill core. The real question is what those assays bring back, and that will shift the focus of where we put holes in 2022. I think if I look out to 2022, obviously, what I would like to do, and this is obviously financing pending, I'd like to drill 10,000 meters at Gold Chain next year. We have a big land package. I mean, you talk about the historic drillings at Roadside. We have, an 18-gram surface sample down here at Sugarloaf. So, I would say we're drill ready. We could keep drilling at Tyro tomorrow if we were able to. We could keep drilling at Banner. There's a couple more holes to put in at Roadside. I'd like to go back and confirm some of the holes at Gold Chain and Black Dyke where we had decent historic where there are historic results. I think there's a lot of obvious targets for us to keep drilling. We want to put a few more holes into the Sunset vein. We got to add a road access there. So there's lots of work to do. We have lots of targets to work up and develop, and I think that's the big opportunity with this project. I think when I first got involved with the company, which was prior to joining as a CEO, Gold Chain was sort of an afterthought, and with the work that's done over the last year, Gold Chain sort of turning into the main event.
That's a great way to end things. Lots of opportunity, obviously, at Gold Chain, and look forward to seeing that permit at Jefferson, so we can see a drill hole or two in that as well. Thanks for your time, Derek.
All right, thanks, Chad.